Hello everyone. Today is our fifth lecture of the component method, and we are going to solve a problem which we had previously solved through parallelogram method in lecture 2.4. And we had the problem remains the same. We have three forces which are acting on a screw eye, and we solved it through parallelogram method by taking first these two forces which gave us this result, and then this Fr1 was used to solve with this F3, and finally we got this result, the final result, which I have also mentioned over here. Fr, which was equal to 997.424, and it was making an angle, pi angle of 134.80. So what we are going to do, we are going to solve it through component method. So if we start solving it, what we need to do is first we need to say that we are going to solve the x component. So in order to solve the x component, I am going to say that whatever force which is going to in this direction, in the positive x direction, is of positive, and I am going to take summation of all forces which are making an x component. So first we have this F1, and it is making an x component because it is moving in x direction as well, and it is making a y component as well. So what we are going to do, we are going to just take it first one, and it is going in the positive direction. We are going to say 600 Newton multiply by what? Cosine 45 degree. Now I want to recall over here that if the angle is given from x, and we need to find x component. So what we will use cosine theta. And if you want to find y component, an angle is given from x axis, what we are going to use? We are going to use sine theta. But if the angle is given from y axis, and we want to find the y axis, y component, we will be using cosine theta. And if we want to find the x component, then we will be using sine theta. So if the angle is given from the x and we want to find the x, we will use cosine theta. If the angle is given from y and we want to find the y component, we will also again use cosine theta. But if the angle is given from y component and we need to find the x component, we will be using sine theta, as I have stated over there. So here it will be 600 multiplied by cosine 45 degree. So then we have this force as well, F2, which is also making a x component, but it is going in a negative direction because it is going to stretch it, pull it in this direction. So this will be negative, and we have the angle from y axis and we need to find the x component. So what we will multiply 800 with the sine theta, which will be of 60 degree. And then we have this third force over here. It is also pulling in this direction, and I am going to say that it will also be negative because I am taking all those forces which are moving in positive x direction as positive. So this will be negative, and we have 450 Newton, and we have the angle from y axis, and we need to find the x component. So what will happen? We will have sine 75 degree. Since we have this, what we need to do is we need to calculate this. So 600 multiplied by cosine 45. It will be 0.7071 minus 800 multiplied by sine 60. It will be of 0.8660. So I am not going to write it over here because it is understood. 450 multiplied by sine 75. So sine 75 is equal to 0.9659. So 600 multiplied by 0.7071 is equal to 424.26, and take out this one, We need to say 800 multiplied by 0.866, 692.8 minus 450 multiplied by 0.9659. So we have minus 434.655. So if we take this out, what I usually do, I usually add these two forces together. This way the student has a good understanding. So what I'm going to follow the same practice over here. But you guys can skip it. Okay? 434.655. So we have a positive force of 424.26, and then we have a negative force of 1127.455. So if I take it out, 424.26, 1127.455 minus 424.26. So the answer is 703.195, and it is in negative direction. So what it says, this negative means that the resultant force will have a negative x component rather than positive x component. So this, if we take this quadrant, y is positive, x is also positive. If we take this quadrant, y is positive but x is negative. So we have a clear indication that it is going to either fall in this one or in this one. So if I have this x component, now I am going to move towards the y component. So what I am going to do, I am going to say whatever force which is moving in the positive y-axis is positive, and I am going to take a summation of y component. Firstly we have this f1, it is also making a y component. So what I am going to say, 600 multiplied by, since I have the angle from x-axis and I need to find the y component, I will be using sine over here. So sine 45 degree, and then we have another force. It is also pulling in the positive direction of positive y-axis, so it will be positive, plus over here. 800 multiplied by what? We have the angle from y-axis and we need to find the y component. So we will be using cosine 60 degree. And now we have this third component. If you observe it, it is pulling in the negative y-axis direction. So we will have a minus sign over here, and 450, the force, will be multiplied by the angle. We have the angle from y-axis and we need to find the y component, so it will be cosine 75 degree. Now we need to solve them. So sine 45 is equal to 0.7071 plus 800 multiplied by cosine 60. 0.5 minus 450 multiplied by cosine 75 is equal to 0.2588. So this part will be 600 multiplied by 0.7071. So this is 424.26 plus 800 into 0.5 will be 400, and 450, this negative sign continues over here, 450 multiplied by 0.2588, 116.46. So what I am going to do, I am going to add these things over positive values over here, and just to show my students the positive y-axis forces are accumulating. And since this one is bigger, we will have a positive value over here, 824.26. If I take it out, I have the value of 707.8, and this is summation of f of y. So since since the x component is negative and the y component is positive, we know that the resultant force lies in the second quadrant. I'm going to write it as Q2 over here. But we don't know the angle. We don't even know the magnitude of it. So what we are going to do, we are going to find the Fr. So how we are going to find it? We know that Fr is equal to square root under fx square, summation of fx square, summation of fy square. So we have negative. So if you write it in the negative sign, it's up to you, it doesn't matter because we have the square root over here, so it will cancel out. I'm just going to write it to show my student that how the values arrive. So let's solve this one. 703.195, and I'm going to take its square root, and it is 494,483.208 plus 707.8, and I'm going to take its square root 500,980.84. If I add both these values, 494,483.208, I have the value over here 995464.048, and I need to take its square root. So 995464.048, and the answer is Fr is equal to 997.729 Newton. And if you pay attention over here, we had the same value, but a little bit different, a little minor difference, and it is natural. We have 7 to 9 over here, and it is 4 to 4 over here. This is because of the round up values, so this is natural. But we have a closer range. That matters most. Now if we have this, the resultant force, what we need to do, we need to find the theta. And we know that the tangent theta is equal to f of y upon f of x. If such is the case, then theta will be equal to tangent inverse of f of y upon f of x. So I need to remind you over here, if we are taking f y upon fx, we will have an angle from x-axis. The reference axis will be x-axis. But if you want it from y-axis, what you need to do, you need to make the equation like this. Tangent inverse will be of f of x upon f of y. If you use this one, you will have an angle from y-axis. If you use this one, you will have a reference angle from x-axis. So I want the x-axis as a reference one. So tangent inverse fy. What is the fy? Here we have 707.8 divided by 703.195. Okay, so tangent inverse 707.8 divided by 703.195, and we have 1.0065. So if I take tangent inverse of 1.0065, I have a value of 45.1856 degree. Now most students will be confused because here the pi value is of 134.8 degree and we have a theta over here which is of 45.1856. I'm going to round it up as, and I'm going to call it as 45.2 degree. Okay, I'm going to round it up just to make it easy. These results are correct. You know why? Because this angle is of this side. Why? Because since our y component, x component and y component have given us indication that it falls in the second quadrant, let me draw the equation, let me draw the diagram. This way you will understand. So the y component is of 703.195 Newton and the x component is of 707.8 Newton, and we have a resultant force and it is of 997.729 Newton, and we have this 45.2 degree from here to here, 45.2 degrees, which is same as here because we are referencing it from x-axis. Same goes over here. So what I need to do, if I want to get this value, what I need to do, we know that the two quadrants sum up to be 180 degrees because it is a half circle. So if I want to find the pi value, I will simply take out this 45.2, simply theta from 180 degrees. So I will have the pi value, and we know the pi theta as 45.2 degree. So what will be the answer? Can you guess? 134.8 degree. Solved. When we use parallelogram method, it almost took us more than 35 minutes to solve it. But here it took us lesser time, and we have a clear understanding that where it falls. We have a clear-cut answer which is closer to our previous answer, and this is it. Thank you.